Hello, welcome to Big Bore Knife and Gear. Today we're going to go over a couple of knives that I got for Christmas from the family. First one is going to be the Buck Inertia. The second one is the Kershaw Flitch. Now, these are the budget end of both of these brands of knives. Let's start with the Buck. This one is actually a USA made Buck. Has a FRN, like a reinforced plastic scales. Super deep carry pocket clip. This is a frame lock, flipper style, and also assisted. So is the Kershaw, both assisted knives. This one actually does have a lock so that it won't deploy without disengaging the lock. Get it open, lock it down. This has actually been a pretty cool little knife. Fits very well in my large hands. Pocket clip does give you just a little bit of a hot spot there, but nothing too bad. I do not know what steel this is. It's not printed on the blade, stamped on the blade, or anywhere in the packaging. It did come very sharp. Has this nice drop point style blade. Has a nice swedge cut into it. Pretty thin behind the edge, and this is actually a hollow grind on there, which is pretty cool. Folks, this is just going to be like a first impressions, because I really haven't used these knives very much, maybe 2 or 3 times a piece. But overall, fantastic knife so far. Let's get some measurements on this one. You're going to have a blade length of 1, 2, 3.5 inches. Well, actually 3 1/4 inches. A cutting length of 1, 2, 3 inches. And an overall length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4 inches. Which is going to give you a handle length of 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches. So, if anybody's interested in the Buck line of knives, which Buck makes some pretty fantastic stuff. Again, this one is called the Inertia. Made in the USA. Model number 293 BKS2. Great little worker. Let's get this one closed. Locked back down. And we'll move on to the Kershaw. This one is the Kershaw Flitch. Obviously, my wife got this one for me from Big 5 here where we live. This is suggested retail. That is not what she paid for the knife. I think last time I looked in there, they were on sale for $29 to $34. This one is Chinese made. Again, FRN scales. So reinforced plastic. This one is right hand tip up only or left hand tip up only. Pocket clip is reversible. This one is also assisted and a liner lock. Centering on the blade on that one's really good. Let's check the Buck out real quick since we didn't do that. The Buck is actually centered pretty damn good too. This one is also flipper tab style, and let's get this sucker open. Fires out nicely. This one too is pretty comfortable in hand. Pocket clip on this one, not too deep of a carry, so you're going to have about a 1/2 inch of the knife sticking up. About that much. This one too in hand does have a little bit of a hot spot, but nothing bad at all. Nothing, I mean, it's there, but it's not painful in any way. I do really like the style of blade shape on this, which is kind of like a modified sheep's foot or a Warncliffe style. It has a nice belly on the blade. Great sharpening choil. Again, fits in hand pretty good. Jimping on the spine here. Not real deep. Not real aggressive. But when they're perched on there and actually holding the knife with some pressure, It grips really well. Edge grind, really good from side to side. Again, centering was nice. This too has a somewhat hollow ground blade. This one did come very sharp too, and I believe this is, yep, there it is. Steel on this one is, if we can get it to focus, 8CR13 MOV. Again, made in China. Another pretty decent offering from Kershaw. Again, didn't do a whole lot of hard use on it. Only used it for a couple of days. Cut some boxes and papers and stuff like that at work. Another great little all-around knife. Let's get some measurements on this guy. Going to have a blade length of 1, 2, 3 and a quarter inches. That's going to where the handle meets the blade there, with a cutting length of pretty much the same. So 1, 2, 3 and 3/8 basically of cutting edge. The only drawback to this, you can see I kind of gouged it up a little bit there on use, is the cutting path. The handle actually protrudes farther out and into the cutting path of the blade. So when you're using it, you're mostly using it from here over. You just got to keep that in mind and not do something stupid like I did with that, where you start to cut, it kind of hits, and but it is what it is. It was my fault for not paying attention. Lockup on this guy is about 40%, 45%, maybe closer to 50%. Very easy open, obviously. It's assisted. Really easy to close. Real quick on the Buck. Let's see what the lockup is on that. Lockup's really good at about 30-35%. So overall, a couple really good knives. Again, both budget friendly. Both gifts. So, you know, they'll be sticking around for quite a while, I'm sure. This one came from the wife. This one came from basically daughter and boyfriend. So it was fantastic. Anyhow, that's all I got for today, folks. Please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment because I love the feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, take care.